Recording in progress.
Welcome. During this event, please pay attention to the following safety induction protocols. Make sure your seating position feels comfortable and does not have potential to cause spinal problems. Adjust the lighting of your computer or smartphone screen so that your eyes are comfortable. Make sure the stove, lamp, air conditioner and other electrical equipment are in the safe condition and do not have potential to cause a fire. Make sure you know the emergency response procedure when there is an emergency such as fire and earthquake. In the event of an earthquake, please stay calm and observe your surroundings. Avoid walls and windows. Immediately take cover under a table, a chair, or sturdy construction to protect your head and body until the earthquake completely stops. If fire occurs, extinguish it immediately with available fire extinguisher. But if it is not possible, please immediately evacuate and contact the fire department. In every emergency situation, you must remain calm and always be alert. Immediately get out of the room or building by following the evacuation sign and gather at the available gathering point. Please don't carry heavy loads and take off your high-heeled shoes. By knowing safety induction early, we can avoid accidents. Have a fruitful discussion. Thank you.
Today, our world stands at a crossroads. As urbanization accelerates and climate change becomes more pronounced, the need for sustainable practices has never been more urgent. The time has come for universities and cities to lead the charge towards a sustainable future. Universities hold the key to innovation and education, and cities, being at the forefront of development.
In addressing this shared responsibility, collaboration is essential. Universities and cities must work hand in hand, sharing knowledge, aligning efforts, and advancing sustainable solutions that are measurable and lasting. Initiatives such as UI GreenMetric and UI Green City Metrics serve as a key enablers in this process.
UI GreenMetric and UI Green City Metric not only but also inspire others, share best practices, and contribute to a global movement towards sustainability. As a beacon of sustainability, we offer comprehensive assessments of sustainable practices, conduct workshops to improve performance, and provide detailed feedback to help institutions and cities enhance their sustainability strategies. Join us in achieving a sustainable future.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to 2026 UI GreenMetric Regional Information Session for North Asia, South Asia, West Asia, and Africa region. We are delighted to have you to join us today, wherever you are tuning in from. This session is part of our ongoing mission to engage institutions across region in advancing sustainability in higher education. My name is Ferdi, and I will be your master of ceremony for this session. Today, we will share the latest updates on the questionnaire and upcoming events on the UI GreenMetric Sustainable University ranking, including the introduction of the new category, governance and digitalization, for the 2026 metric measurements. And in this session, you will also have the opportunity to meet and engage in discussion with our chairpersons and team of experts. We will also highlight important strategies to support your university in improving its performance in the UI GreenMetric Sustainable University Ranking 2026. It is my great honor to extend a warm welcome to Dr. Visnu Juwono SIMEA as the chairperson of UI GreenMetric, Dr. Abelia Anggiwadani SHUM MA as vice chairperson of UI GreenMetric, the team management of UI GreenMetric, as well as rectors, vice-rectors, president, deans, and campus sustainability teams from North Asia, South Asia, with Asia, and Africa. We are truly delighted to have you with us today. This session will be divided into three parts. First, we will begin with the chairperson opening remarks, introducing the UI GreenMetric Sustainable University ranking and its global network. Second, we will proceed with the main presentation on the 2026 UI GreenMetric Sustainable University Ranking indicators and the data submission process. Finally, we will have a Q&A session. And if you would like to ask a question, feel free to submit your question in the Q&A feature. To officially open today's session, we are honored to invite the chairperson of UI GreenMetric, Dr. Visnu Juwono SIMEA, to deliver the opening remarks. Yes, Dr. Visnu, screen and time is yours.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Ferdi, for the introduction. Good afternoon here, and perhaps it's already good. Some of you it's already good evening. Yeah. So, thank you so much for joining this information session, in which we're glad that we'll be able to kickstart the UI GreenMetric Sustainable University Ranking 2026 in this month. Yeah, I know there's some questions regarding the move of the timeline. We usually in the mid of year, now in the early of year. Yeah, and I think we owe to you an explanation. Our argument is that we would like to optimize the mobilization of data as early as possible, because if it's usually runs out into approaching the end of the year, I'm familiar. I used to work in the university rectorate office. I know that usually at the end of year, you all be busy with all these reporting, all this financial reporting as well, and other administrative that needs to be done before the end of fiscal year. So we want to avoid contributed to that hectic month. That's one of the reasons. And another reason is, of course, we also have others ranking in which we have to organize. Since university ranking has already been established, we already have a established network. Thanks to you all participation. We want to get off the results as soon as possible, so you will know the results. You know where you position it, your positions, current position, so that you will have sometimes in the following year to improve the policy. Yeah, that's one of the reasons. And already mentioned by Mr. Ferdi that we also have a new indicators called governance and digitalizations. This these new indicators, I think, it's really important, yeah, since governance and digitalization has always been part of the discussion of the future of higher education. But in terms of practicality, don't worry too much. Even though there's some additional of sub-indicators, there are also some indicators that is moved from other uh, sub-indicators of main indicators in the previous six main indicators. For example, sub-indicators for Sustainable Development Report used to be part of the education and research, now moved to governance. And then there's also information communication and technology that used to be part of each six indicators in the previous year. Now it's moved to digitalization. Yeah. So although there's an addition, but there are also some movement. Yeah. And I'm sure that all of you will be able to fulfill that because some of the additional indicators, I think we think that it's already there. You just need to find a document, evidence to support that. And I hope by the end of the presentation of Dr. Rami, you can ask questions to us, any questions. And if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Ferry, it's also live YouTube, yeah? So, yeah, so if you need to uh, rewatch again to understand on, especially on the documents in the evidence that is required, you can watch it again in our YouTube channel, which is GreenMetric, yeah, in YouTube channel. Okay, that will be my open remark. I'll give it back to Mr. Freddy. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your insightful opening remarks. We will now proceed to the main part of our session. It is my pleasure to introduce you to our speaker for today, Dr. Rahmi Ashum, MSc PhD. Dr. Rahmi is an assistant professor in the Department of Library and Information Science, Faculty of Humanities, Universitas Indonesia, and serves as the Manager of Operation, Data, and Service Development at UI GreenMetric. Her research focuses on human information behavior, particularly in disaster context, and extends to empathy and sensory information interaction, crisis informatics, documentation studies, metadata, and computational and quantitative approaches to information research. She leads the AI and Big Data-based Cultural Heritage Information System Research Group from 2025 to 2029, directing research agendas and fostering interdisciplinary collaboration to strengthen the documentation, preservation, and dissemination of Indonesia's cultural heritage. She also contributes as a member of the Faculty Academic Senate, supporting policy development, curriculum review, research integrity, and inclusive governance. She earned her Master of Science in 2015 and PhD in 2019 from the University of Tsukuba, Japan, and has received several competitive international grants and fellowships, including the JASO Follow-up Research Fellowship, Interdisciplinary Cluster Funding, and the eFellows Doctoral Fellowship. Today, Dr. Rahmi will present key updates on UI GreenMetric Sustainable University Ranking 2026, how universities can align their initiative with global goals, including the Sustainable Development Goals or SDGs, practical strategies to strengthen your campus's sustainability profile. So, Dr. Rahmi, we warmly invite you to begin your presentation.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ferdi, for the introductions. Good afternoon or good evening, everyone. Nice to meet you in the Zoom meeting. My name is Rahmi, and today I will give you through the UI GreenMetric Sustainable University Rankings in the next few slides. What UI GreenMetric is, what we aim to achieve, and how the 2026 methodology and instrument are structured. And please, next slide. So, as the introductions, UI GreenMetric is a global sustainability ranking for universities, cities, and corporate institutions. It was initiated by Universitas Indonesia in 2010 to help institutions measure sustainability performance in a practical and comparable way. It also sits within the broader global ecosystem of rankings and sustainability assessment. So next slide, please. And our vision is to be an open and respected world university ranking system that drive real sustainability impact for universities globally. So to deliver that vision, we run the annual World University Rankings on Sustainability, encourage universities worldwide to implement sustainable practices and provide sustainability-related services and support to higher education institutions. We also facilitate international partnerships that focus on sustainability. Next slide, please. Okay, so here for 2026, you can see in the slide that the methodology is organized into 7 categories with a total weight of 100%. Energy and climate change has 20%, transportations and waste each have 17%, and education and research has 13%, and 3 categories have 11% each, such as setting and infrastructure, water, and the new category, governance and digitalizations. And this structure shows that we balance environmental performance with governance and institutional readiness. Next slide, please. Now I will move on to the overview of the key changes for 2026, and these sections highlights what is different in the instrument compared to the previous year and what institutions should pay attention to when preparing data and evidence. And at the instrument level, the number of categories increases from 6 to 7 categories because we add governance and digitalizations, or GD. The total score still remains 10,000 points, but the point allocations across categories is updated. The 2026 form also requests more supporting data, especially in the university profile and partnership sections, and the indicators are strengthened using more numerical data relevant. Next slide, please. Okay, so in this slide shows the weighting changes from 2025 to 2026 to make space for the new GD category. In 2025, for example, the setting infrastructure was 1,500 points or 15%, while in 2026 it becomes 1,100 points or 11%. And education and research also decreases from 18% to 13%, and in 2026 GD is introduced with 11%, and other categories are slightly adjusted, such as energy and climate change, moving from 2,100 points to 2,000 points, and waste and transportations moving from 800 points to 1,700 points each. And the key message here is that some points are redistributed to strengthen governance, transparency, and digitalization aspect. Next slide, please. In this slide, we show the setting and infrastructures in 2026 that capture basic information about the university policies for a green environment, including green open spaces, environmental protections, and sustainable energy development. And in this category, we look at the open space ratio, forest vegetation used for research, teaching, and community engagement. And we also look at accessibility facilities for persons with disabilities, special needs, and maternity care, as well as security and safety facilities. And also conservation facilities such as for flora, fauna, wildlife, and genetic resources. For 2026, the SI6 indicators from 2025 is moved to GD1, and ICT indicator in SI 2025 is removed and replaced by a centralized approach in GD6. Next slide, please. And for energy and climate change in 2026 reflects the university's commitment to energy use and climate change, with an expectations to improve energy efficiency in buildings and in the use of natural resources. The indicators also covers energy efficient appliances, the smart building implementations, and the number of renewable energy sources on campus. They also include electricity used per person, the ratio of renewable energy production to total annual energy usage, green building elements across building, until as well as the innovative and impactful programs related to energy and climate change. And please note that the ICT indicator in EC 2025 has been removed from the EC 2026 category. Next slide, please. Okay, so for the waste in 2026, emphasize waste treatment and recycling programs, as well as key element for a sustainable environment, and encourages universities to monitor waste productions and strengthen recycling efforts. The indicators include 3R program for university waste, programs to reduce paper and plastic use on campus, and treatment for organic, inorganic, and toxic waste. This category also covers sewage disposal. And please note that the indicator for ICT in waste 2025 has been removed from the waste 2026 category. Next slide, please. And for water category in 2026, in UI GreenMetric, universities are expected to reduce water consumptions, strengthening conservation programs, and protect natural habitats, including through water-saving initiatives and responsible use of piped water. Practically, we look at the total area for water absorption, with a clear note that forests and planted vegetations area are excluded to avoid double counting. We also look at how water conservation and water recycling programs are implemented, the use of water efficient appliances, the consumptions of treated water, and how the university controls water pollutions within the same campus area. And please note that the ICT indicator in water 2025 has been removed from the water 2026 category. Next slide. Okay, and this slide explains transportations for 2026. The main idea is to limit the number of motor vehicles on campus by promoting campus buses, bicycles, and other sustainable transport options, so the university can reduce its carbon footprint.
Recording in progress.
With sustainability issues, and in this category, we measure on how strongly sustainability is embedded in teaching, research, and community outcomes. This includes the ratio of sustainability courses to total courses, as well as the ratio of sustainability research funding to total research funding, and sustainability-related publications per lecture or researcher within 1 year period. We also look at the number of sustainability-related events and student organizations activities, cultural activities on campus, and international collaborations focus on sustainability. So a keynote for 2026 is that several components that used to sit in education and research in 2025 are moved to the governance and digitalizations category. So education and research can focus more clearly on education's research and community service outputs. Next slide, please. Okay, this slide introduced the new category for 2026, governance and digitalizations. This category provides an overview of university policies and actions to strengthen sustainability awareness and implementations through good governance and support for digitalizations. And here we capture whether the university allocates budget for sustainability efforts, whether it runs sustainability website, and whether sustainability and financial reports are available. We also look at whether there is a unit or office that coordinates sustainability on campus, and how ICT is used for sustainability program planning, implementations, monitoring, and evaluations. And we also assess policies on advanced digital technologies such as artificial intelligence and Internet of Things to support decision-making, efficiency, and service delivery. And for the governance indicators, it also include the ratio of female leaders, anti-corruption and integrity systems, and whistleblowing and complaint system. We also consider LMS-enabled digital literacy programs and a written code of ethics that applies to university leaders, academic staff, administrative staff, and students. And the key message is that GD consolidated indicators that were previously spread across multiple categories and adds stronger governance dimension in 2026. Next slide, please. Now we move on into the data insight sections. Next slide. And in this chart shows the participation trend on of the UI GreenMetric from 2010 to 2025. And the key point is consistent growth in both number of universities and the number of countries involved. Participations increases from 95 universities and 35 countries in 2010, and it continues to rise year by year, reaching 1,745 universities across 105 countries by 2025. And this growth indicates that sustainability benchmarking through UI GreenMetric is become more widely adopted and relevant globally. Next slide. Okay, so this is the global distributions of UI GreenMetric participants in 2025. Asia has the largest share with 1,061 universities, followed by Europe, Latin America, and Africa contributes 97 universities. North America has 20, Oceania has 2, and overall, the 2025 participations total is 1,745 universities across 105 countries, showing broad global coverage with particularly strong participations in Asia. Next slide. And this slide zooms in on Asia and Africa for 2025 participants, it shows a combined total of 1,158 universities across these regions and highlights the countries with the most participating institutions. The top 5 are Indonesia, followed by Pakistan, Malaysia, the Philippines, and Iraq. And this emphasizes how participation is concentrated in certain countries while still expanding across many others in both Asia and Africa. Next slide. Okay, so what drives universities to get involved in UI GreenMetric? This slide explains evidence-based self-assessment and benchmarking tool in higher educations. So UI GreenMetric provides structured data-driven approach that helps universities assess sustainability performance across 7 categories in 2026. And it also supports transparency and continuous improvement. UI GreenMetric also enables institutions to benchmark themselves against global standards and peer universities using category level performance to identify strengths and areas for improvement. The table on the right is an example of benchmarking data showing how scores can be compared across categories between universities based on 2023 rankings and how those categories scores contributes to different total scores. Next slide, please. And UI GreenMetric highlights the global visibility and institutional reputations. When university join UI GreenMetric and shows leadership and sustainability, it gains
Recording in progress.
encourages universities to encourage shows that each UI GreenMetric category contributes to multiple SDGs target, not just one. Next slide. Okay, so the assessment helps universities translate sustainability goals into long-term institutional planning and measurable actions. By using their UI GreenMetric data and results, universities can build stronger internal support, secure governing backing, participate in international consortia, and launch campus-wide green initiatives. And this visual flow shows how strategy can guide improvement from planning to infrastructure and resource management to waste management and finally the education outcomes. Next slide, please. And now we move on into the data submission process. In the next slide, I will explain the timeline and where to access the system and how to fill the online questionnaire step by step. And here, the important slide, UI GreenMetric submissions timeline for 2026 cycle. The data submissions period is from yesterday, actually, on 26 February to 30th of June 2026. After that, we conduct data validations during July and August, and the results are announced in September 2026. For the university that are new to UI GreenMetric, the registrations at the bottom is the starting point to join the ranking. Next slide. And you can access the UI GreenMetric website. This is a new website. Our new website address at uigreenmetric.com, where you can find information about rankings, programs, and updates. And this website also the main reference point for participants, especially for announcement and guidance during the submissions period. Next slide. And this slide explains how universities wants to participate depending on whether you are returning university or a new participant. For returning universities, you can submit data through UI GreenMetric /questionnaire/university by logging in with their existing username and password. And the new participant should register at uiGreenMetric.com/register/university to create access for their institutions. If any support is needed during the process, the official help is support@uiGreenMetric.com. Next slide, please. Okay, so this slide shows the online questionnaire profile page. Before filling in the categories, university should complete and check basic profile information such as the university name, rector or leader, email, official website, establishment date, country, and address. And keeping this information accurate is important because it supports communications during validations and ensures your institutions is correctly identified in the systems. Next slide, please. And this slide shows the main online questionnaire interface. You will see tabs for each category. You can click a category tab to fill in the questions for that sections. If you need clarifications about the questions, you can click the questions mark icon to view the details. And for supporting documents, you can upload an evidence or as a file or provide a public link. And you can also download the evidence template to follow the recommended format. Next slide. And this slide explains how to prepare your evidence using the UI GreenMetric evidence template. The idea is simple. You place your university logo at the top, replace the sample content with your university data, and make sure the number and descriptions match what you enter in the questionnaire. So your evidence can be in many forms, such as photos, graphs, tables, maps, or other supporting data. If you include pictures, you should explain clearly in the description sections what the pictures shows, where they were taken, and how they relate to the indicator. It's also important that the explanations is written in English. If you have more supporting materials online, you can add links as additional evidence. Next slide, please. And this slide shows the final part of the questionnaire page, where you review the terms and conditions and prepare the submissions. Before you submit, you can use the print draft answer feature to generate draft versions of your responses, and which is useful if you need internal approval from your leadership or relevant authority. So if you are not ready to finalize, you can also save your work as a draft and continue later. When everything is complete and approved, you can click the submit button to finalize your submissions. Next slide. And this slide shows the confirmation message that appears after you click submit. The system asks you to confirm because once you submit, you will not be able to edit the questionnaire anymore. Please note that if you are fully confident that all data and evidence are correct, you click yes, please submit. And if you need to revise something, you choose no, take me back to return to the form. Next slide. And this slide explains how your data is scored. Each indicators in the questionnaire has a fixed point value as listed the UI GreenMetric guideline. When you select an answer options for an indicator, the system applies a multiplier to the indicator's point value. The multiplier typically increases from the lowest options to the highest options, and the scores for the indicator is calculated by multiplying the indicator point by the selected options multiplier. So your total score is then calculated by summing all indicator scores across all categories. Next slide. So this slide gives a concrete scoring example using the planted vegetations indicator in setting infrastructure, which is SI3. The questionnaire As for the percentage of campus area covered by planted vegetations, including forests, and it reminds participants that claim areas should be supported by clear evidence such as maps and visual showings for exact locations. And in this example, SI3 has an indicator point value of 200. If a university select option 2, which represent more than 10% up to 20%, the multiplier is then 0.25. So the scores become 200 multiply 0 to 0.25, which is equals to 50 points. Next slide. Okay, so after your university submit the questionnaire, the submissions goes through a review and validations process by UI GreenMetric reviewers, and scores may be adjusted based on expert validations. Once validations is completed, the total score are compiled, sorted, and the ranking is determined where the higher total scores receive higher ranks. And if 2 or more universities have the same total score, the ranking is decided using a tie-breaking protocol. The first tie-breaking is energy and climate change, followed by waste, then transportations, followed by education and research. And if this tie still remains, it is decided by setting an infrastructure, then water, and finally, governance and digitalizations. Next slide. Now we move on into the service packages sections, and we provide consulting support for end-to-end sustainability development with the goal of helping universities build excellence in sustainability, strengthen societal impact, and reach higher infrastructure standards. We also offer ranking trackers, which help institutions understand their performance relative to selected peers. Another service is tree rating, which is designed as a comprehensive audit to evaluate achievement in sustainability indicators related to trees. We also organize events that allow institutions to explore current trends and connect with the key member of higher education sustainability ecosystem. For communications, we provide global branding support to increase visibility through the UI GreenMetric website and social media channels. Finally, we offer an SDGs report service to help universities showcase their SDGs related efforts and achievement. So next slide. And this slide presents the service packages in 3 levels: silver, gold, and platinum. The silver package includes a profile and banner feature, support for hosting events, fact files analysis, and 1 online meeting consultations. The gold package includes the same features with 2 online meeting consultations and a certificate of compliance. The platinum package includes the same core feature with 3 meeting consultations and a certificate of compliance and a certificate of trees rating. There is also note for platinum that if needed, a one-time online visit by 2 assessors may be arranged, but travel tickets and accommodations are not included and will be covered by the university. Next slide. And this slide highlights the SDGs report package. Through this service, we provide guidance for data collections and help produce SDG report book aligned with international standards. For information about prices and arrangement, universities can contact us through the partnership email shown on the slide and through the official contact number provided. Next slide. Okay, so this slide summarize the key benefits for universities that participate in UI GreenMetric. Participations help support and strengthen UI GreenMetric activities globally, while also giving universities platform to showcase their best sustainability practices. It provides visibility by connecting your university to a community more than 1,700 universities across 100 countries. And it also helps you to gain deeper insight into your performance and practical areas for improvement. At the same time, participation support partnership building that aligns with SDG 17 because it encourages collaborations, shared learning, and joint sustainability actions. Next slide. Okay, so this slide highlights the impact of our services through curated stories of institutional commitment and UI GreenMetric expertise. The message here is that the universities use UI GreenMetric not only to measure, but to accelerate sustainability progress over time, especially when they combine data with targeted support. It also shows how institutions can sustain top-tier performance for multiple years by using benchmarking and continuous improvement. Another impact is translating data-driven insights into real campus transformations, where the indicators become actions plan and measurable outcomes. And finally, the slide emphasized the value of building green community through collaborations and knowledge sharing across campuses. Next slide. So yes, this is the important links that participants can use as reference during the submissions process. It will be directed to the main methodology guideline, the questionnaire reference page, and the evidence template, so they can understand what is being asked and how to prepare documentations in the expected format. It also includes the direct login page for submitting the questionnaire and a link to UI GreenMetric service for those who want to additional support beyond the ranking process. Next slide. Okay, so for attendance confirmation and e-certificate collections, you can you can scan this barcode, and it will be, so it thanks participants for joining and explains that the to receive the official e-certificate. So for convenience, the slides also provides a directly, so participants can confirm attendance even if they cannot scan the QR code from the screen. Next slide. Thank you. So this is the closing thank you slides with the key informations. It summarizes the official channels for partnerships and media inquiries, as well as ranking support. It also lists the main website, contact number, and the official UI GreenMetric social media channels, so participants know where to find updates and how to reach the team after the session. I think that's all for me. I give it back to the MC. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Ami, for the very comprehensive and impressive presentation. Before we begin the Q&A session, we would like to play a short video introducing UI GreenMetric services and global reach. While the video is playing, we invite you to prepare to submit your question through the Q&A feature. We will address them immediately after the video concludes. Okay, thank you for the question you have submitted. We truly appreciate your participation for this uh, today's session. So let us begin by addressing some of the questions that have been submitted. Um, so I will invite it like Dr. Rahmi to answer some rapid question here. Um, yeah, it looks like we have quite a few questions coming in. So our first question goes to, okay, yeah, from, yeah, from Dr. Jahangir Khan from Namal University, Myanmar, Pakistan. Thank you for conducting the awareness session for ranking cycle 2026. It is requested to include the provision of some other forum for video evidence in the portal as well. There are some parameters in WM and AC standard where one can submit the videos of ongoing project or infrastructure facilities.
Okay. Thank you for your questions, Dr. Khan. We Okay, so we understand the request to allow more video formats for evidence, especially for indicators where video is useful to show ongoing facilities or infrastructures. At this moment, the safest approach is to prepare your video in a widely accepted format like MP4, or keep the file size reasonable, and if the portal has a limit, provide supporting evidence in other form as well, such as photos with dates, official letters, project reports, or a web page link that hosted by your university that shows the activity. And we will record your suggestions as an improvement questions or request for the system, because expanding expanding acceptable video formats will make the evidence submissions more practical for many universities. So yes, I will record your suggestion as the improvement request for the systems. I hope
Okay.
that answer your questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Rahmi. Let's move on to the next one. I think this question related to the template for evidence. So the question from Beta Paliwoda regarding the template for evidence or evidences. Have there been any changes to the templates compared with 2025?
Okay, maybe you could refer to the our new website, uiGreenMetric.com. There we provided the new template, but it has nothing much changed from the last year. So yes, you can access our website if you want to access more detailed template, but it hasn't much changed since the 2025. I hope that answered your.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's move to the other question, Dr. Rahmi. From Olga Petrova. Hello. Are there any requirements for which data to be disclosed in the financial report?
Nice questions. Okay, thank you for your questions, Olga. There is no requirement to disclose confidential financial details publicly. What is needed is enough financial information to support the numbers you report in the questionnaire. And it should be verifiable through internal documents, such as the annual reports or audited financial statements, official budget summaries, or signed letters from the finance office. And please provide evidence that matches your reporting period and protects the sensitive informations or details where needed. So yes, I hope that answer your questions, Olga.
Okay, Dr. Rahmi, it looks like we have so many enthusiast participants. So again, from Beta Paling Muda, for the question, reference 1.7 or for university budget, the financial data is in USD, which that exchange rate should be used for currency conversion. So it's about the debt exchange rate, I think. Yeah.
For university budget, that's it's in USD. I think yes. Thank you very much for the questions. Just to make sure that your evidence clearly show if you using the another currency. Yes, if your currency is, I don't know, maybe like us in Indonesia, you can use the rupiahs, but you need to translate the currency into the USD. Yes, I hope that answer your questions, Olga. No, is it from Olga?
From Beta Palimada.
Okay.
Dr.
So,
Hamid. Yeah. Another following question also from Beta Palimada. Should we report the budget or planned spending or the actual spending? So is it planned spending or the actual spending on the report?
let me check it first from the guideline. Maybe yes, you can check the guideline for the further informations or details if there is questions related to the confirmations about what is it, what is that, maybe you can contact us to the support email support@uigreenmetric.com, because
Okay,
yes.
Dr. Rami, is there also a following question about the expenses, I think? Which that should be used to recognize the expense or the invoice that or the date of the activity or services was performed? I think it should be also related to, you need to check to the guideline in 2026, right, Dr. Hamid?
Okay, so I checked the guideline. So for the Beata, for the Mr. or Mrs. Beata, I will answer one by one. This is so many questions. So for the first questions, for the budget and finance questions, I check in the guideline. Please use a consistent approach that is transparent and easy to verify. If you convert to USD, use one clearly stated exchange rate for the same reporting period. For example, the central bank rate on the last day of your reporting day and apply it consistently. So for reporting, use the figure that best reflect real implementation. So the actual spending is generally more meaningful than planned spending, unless the questions explicitly ask for planned budget. And for recognizing expenses, follow your university's official finance policy consistently. But in most cases, the invoice date is easier to evidence because it is auditable. So for staff who are only partially dedicated on sustainability work, it is acceptable to allocate a reasonable percentage of their salary based on their official workload, term of reference, and time allocations to keep a short internal note explaining the basis. So yes, I hope that answer your 4 questions, Arise. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Rami, for answer the question. So I think let's move to the other theme. I think we have an interesting question for the employees. So how should employees who are only partially dedicated to sustainability-related activities be treated? Should a percentage of their salary be allocated? Still from Beta Paliwoda.
For the moment.
For the question number 4,
For the
Dr.
staff,
Rami.
right?
Yes.
For the staff who are only
For
partially
the staff, yeah.
dedicated to
Employee.
sustainability work. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So yes, it is acceptable to allocate a reasonable percentage of their salary based on their official workload, term of reference, or time allocations, and keep a short internal note explaining the basis. So yes, it is acceptable.
Okay, let's keep the momentum going. So we move to the next question from Depika Bandir. The question is, what best practices should institutions follow during the data submission and documentation to ensure accuracy, transparency, and improve ranking outcomes?
Nice questions. Thank you for your questions, Depika. Yes, the best practice is to treat your submissions like an internal audit. Decide one clear 12-month reporting period. Use the same period across as many indicators as possible, and make sure every number you enter can be traced to a specific document with dates. So build a simple evidence folder structure that matches the questionnaire codes and names files clearly so anyone can review them quickly. So before submitting, do a consistency check to catch common issues like units that do not match, totals that exceeding realistic capacity, or numbers that conflict with each other across categories. And if you must estimate, document the methods in one short note and just keep it consistent. And you can finally submit the evidence that is verifiable and transparent, like official letters, annual reports, or policies, that photos, or maybe utility bills. So you can respond quickly if the secretariat asks for clarifications, and you can improve smoothly next year. Yes, I hope that answer your questions.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Ranu, for the answer. So let's move to the question from Francis Delusa. Hello, thank you very much for the informative discussion. What is the manner of submission? Is it per campus or as one university? Because in terms of submission,
Okay,
maybe
thank you
because
for
one campus, one university has several campus, maybe. Yeah.
understood. Yes. Okay, so thank you for your questions, Francis. Okay, so submission is done at the level the participating institutions as registered in the system. In practice, it is one submissions per university account in the portal. So if your university has multiple campuses, you should follow your internal policy on whether you report consolidated data for the whole university or for the main campus, and then keep it consistent across all indicators and evidence. The key here is clarity. You need to make sure your data scope matches what you claim in the submissions, and your evidence support the same scope. I hope that answer your questions, Francis. Yes.
Okay, I think we have another question from Tunkai Adik. Um, the question is, are you planning to add feedback parts to the final result reports in the near future? Because sometimes we need to that feedback to improve our sustainability efforts. I think that's a great question to be answered for today, Dr. Anu.
Okay. So yes, feedback in the final results will be very helpful for improvement. And many universities request more detailed comments to understand score changes. So yes, we will send you a fact file at the after the announcement of the results. And the best immediate step is the suggestions to the secretariat as a formal improvement request. And for your own case, you can also request clarifications on specific indicators where you want to improve. So the response can be more targeted and actionable. I hope that answer your questions, Mr. Tungkai.
All right, Dr. Rahmi, we move to another very interesting question about a new category in governance and digitalization from Yung Ping Sang.
Act as enables that make sustainability efforts measurable, consistent, and scalable across the whole university. In other words, strong governance, improve policy, improve implementations, accountability, and continuity, while digitalizations improve data quality, monitoring, transparency, and service efficiency, which affects performance across many other categories. And for validations, are typically shared through benchmarking with global practices, expert consultations, and iterative testing with participant feedback to ensure the indicators are clear, visible to reports, and not overlapping too much with the existing categories. So if you need the technical explanations of the weighting logic and indicator, the best route is to request the methodology note from the secretariat, because they can share the official rationale and any testing approach used for the 2026 cycle. I hope that answers your questions, Mr. Ping.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Rahmi, for the answer. I think let's move to another topic regarding the services, I think. From whether you're from
in a very practical way, but it's important to separate the things that UI GreenMetric itself provide the framework and indicators for sustainability. And I think if you share your institution's current situations, for example, whether you already have a sustainability office, published report, or data owner for each indicator, we can suggest a simple improvement plan that is realistic and aligned with the indicators. Just send us the email through the partnership at uigreenmetric.com, and then we will direct you into our assessor or maybe a reviewer that expertise in that field. Thank you.
Yeah. Dr. Rahmi, I think we have one question.
One more question? Or another?
Yes, one more question, I think.
One more question.
Yeah, from anonymous attendee.
Okay.
For newly established university, is it possible to increase rank from the previous year using recent initiatives?
Questions, yeah, right. Yes, it is possible for newly established universities to improve their rank year to year using recent initiative, as long as those initiatives fall within a clear 1-year reporting period. And the key is to focus on actions that create measurable changes quickly, such as the established formal policies, setting up sustainability governing. Even if your initiatives are new, you can still gain points if you report real data and keep it consistent and show credible evidence or activities planned. Yes, I hope your anonymous attendee. Thank you for the questions.
Dr. Rahmi, it gives me one more question, I think, because it popped out 1 minute later, but I think it's very important.
Dr. Subas, the best way to review it the same way verifier would. I think you can just send us an email, and then we can check whether whether the waste or water indicator that receive a low score, and we can provide which indicators that very low in the scoring system. So I think yes, if you want to improve quickly, just compare your waste and water answers line by line with the last year, and confirm you didn't change the campus scope or time period. So ensure you are reporting actual performance. If the portal allows, you can also ask the secretariat for clarifications on which waste or water indicators or water items that were scored low, and you can adjust your evidence approach for the next cycle. So yes, the answer is just email us at the secretariat, and we can check whether the indicator for waste and water in your institutions. Hope that answer your questions.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Hamid, to answer all the question for the participant in today's session. I think we move to the closing. So, institution participating for the first time, please feel free to contact us at email support@uigreenmetric.com. And also, if you should have any question or require further information, you may send your email according to the following two different email. So if you would like to ask about questionnaire, technical support, data submission, and other related inquiries, please send us an email on support@uigreenmetric.com. And for visit, collaboration, services, partnership, and other external affairs, please send us an email in partnership@uigreenmetric.com. Using an appropriate contact address will greatly assist us in providing a prompt and accurate response. Or you can also visit our website at greenmetric.com. And also for universities seeking for further improve their performance in sustainability, we also offer the UI GreenMetric consultation package, a tailored support service designed to help campuses to implement practical sustainability strategies based on our 7 criteria. We warmly invite your institution to join this service and collaborate with our experts. Okay. You may also stay connected with us through our official social media channel here. You can accessible via the QR code. We have also Instagram.
Thank you very much.